Draw that to my attention. Okay. Cool. So, even as we start solving questions, let's just have a look at the specific heat capacities of the different phases of water. And normally, everything will be given to you in the question. Okay? But maybe you can just memorize the approximate values. So, specific heat capacity of water, ice and steam. ठीक है, मेमोराइज करेंगे. ऐसा नहीं कि दिया नहीं जाएगा. J will always give you all these values. ठीक है, but फिर भी एक बार याद कर लेंगे. It's easy to memorize. And I'll tell you both the values. जैसे if we start with water, तो water का specific heat capacity is, if you take it in joules, it's 4.2 kilojoules per kilogram Kelvin. ठीक है, which is by the way the same as ऊपर नीचे किलो किलो हटा दो तो क्या हो जाएगा 4.2 joules per gram per Kelvin. And you can go on and on. There are many combinations. ये Kelvin को तुम Celsius में भी लिख सकते हो. Kelvin को Celsius में भी लिख सकते हो. Just remember that. Okay? So you could also write that in degrees Celsius. Either way, 4.2 kilojoules per kilogram Kelvin या 4.2 joules per gram Kelvin, they are exactly the same. ठीक है, 1000 वगैरह मल्टीप्लाई नहीं करना है. If you're working with grams, you'll use joules. If you're working with kilograms, you'll use kilojoules. Another value for the same is the one I of course recommend you use in solving will be the value in calories. So it's 1 kilocalorie per kilogram per Kelvin. ठीक है, या 1 calorie per gram per Kelvin. This was in fact the definition of calories, है ना? In a way, temperature, heat required to raise the temperature of 1 gram of water through 1 Kelvin. तो of course approx वो थोड़ा बहुत vary करता है temperature के साथ, but in the calculations we have in this chapter, we will take it to be more or less a constant. Okay? So water का 1 लेंगे throughout its range if you're working with calories, या 4.2 throughout its range if you're working with joules. Got it? This is for water. Ice, luckily for us, ice also has reasonably good values. By the way, the values you could ideally use in calculations would be this one. Use this. Because quite obviously this will make your calculations easier. Ice ka specific heat capacity. So what do we have? We have, interestingly, the exact half of whatever water had. Approximately है ना, but approximation लगाने के बाद exact आधा होता है. ठीक है, so ultimately you have to memorize this value. 2.1 kilojoules per kilogram per Kelvin, or 2.1 joules per gram per Kelvin. ठीक है, एक ही बात है. I want you to catch on कि joules per gram is the same as kilojoules per kilogram. ठीक है, तो 2.1 if you're working with joules, and the better value, yes Parth, the better value that you should remember is the value in calories. As you can notice, ये exact 4.2 का आधा हो रहा है, तो this is approximately 0.5 kilocalories per kilogram per Kelvin. The point seems too small. इसका क्या मतलब है? अच्छा ये पॉइंट सीम्स टू ऐसा ये वाला ओके 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 वहाँ पे भी 4 पॉइंट ऑलराइट सो ये हो गया पानी का ये हो गया आइस का those are noting down I hope you've noted down can I move to the next page steam का भी देख लेंगे okay just a second हाँ okay alright now for steam का एक्चुअली जूल्स में थोड़ा एक अच्छा अप्रोक्सीमेट वैल्यू आता है so for steam you'll get S is equal to approximately 2 kilojoules per kilogram per Kelvin ठीक है so I'm stopping the story here बार बार you know कि kilojoules per kilogram is the same as joules per gram and Kelvin is the same as Celsius so I'll just stop it at this S is 2 kilojoules per kilogram per Kelvin or you can also say कि S is approximately if you're working in calories it's going to come to 0.48 kilocalories per kilogram per Kelvin so it's up to you to take a call which value you prefer तुम्हारे ऊपर है that's steam the next set of values that we have is latent heat values so latent heat okay the first one is for fusion of ice fusion is a fancy word for melting okay fusion of ice या freezing of water एक ही बात है ठीक है you guys know that fusion of ice या freezing of sir VO minus K नहीं समझा VO minus K क्या अच्छा वो माइनस के नहीं है यार ये किलोग्राम केल्विन है यहाँ पे बस हाइफन डाल दिया बीच में सब्ट्रैक्शन नहीं है हाइफन डाल दिया ठीक है हाइफन इज ऑप्शनल इट्स हाइफन it's kilojoules in the numerator kilogram and kelvin in the denominator it's kilojoules per kilogram kelvin तो किलोग्राम एंड केल्विन दोनों साथ में नीचे है किलो जूल्स ऊपर है किलो जूल्स पर किलोग्राम केल्विन ऑलराइट ओके एनीवेज फ्यूजन ऑफ आइस इसका लेटेंट हीट ऑफ फ्यूजन ऑफ आइस का again we can maybe remember the calorie value that's a little simpler the joule value is this 336 kilojoules per kg yeah I'll maybe even write now in grams per kg so it's either 336 kilojoules per kg or 336 joules per gram sorry okay, that's the latent heat of fusion of ice or freezing of water the same thing can also be written in terms of calories and when you write it in terms of calories you get a nice result 336 by 4.2 is actually 80 so that's quite good for us तो ये वाला याद कर लो 80 kilocalories per kg 80 kilocalories per kg या 80 calories per gram. ये तुम याद कर लो. ठीक है. JEE will give you the values, that's another thing, but remember them. ठीक है. Remember the values, especially the value in calories याद कर लो. कैलोरी से फिर जूल्स में कन्वर्ट करने के लिए into 4.2 करना पड़ेगा. That's not very difficult, है ना. जूल से कैलोरी में कन्वर्ट करने के लिए डिवाइड करना पड़ेगा. Maybe that can be a little annoying. कैलोरी से जूल्स में कन्वर्ट कर लो. That'll be easy. Latent heat, guys. Latent heat last class में किया था. Okay, maybe you missed that, but latent heat is heat required during phase change. So when you're melting ice, temperature does not change. Ice takes up heat depended on this physical quantity. So kitna heat is exchanged during melting, mass of ice times the latent heat of melting. How much heat will ice give up during melting? Mass of ice times latent heat of melting. So this formula is telling me ki 1 gram of ice will require 80, will will require 80 calories of heat to melt. 1 gram of ice will require 80 calories of heat to melt. याद आ गया? These values will be given in the paper as well, है ना? But तुम ये approximate values याद कर लो for your good. Okay? At least when you solve from a textbook or you solve sums we do in class, I would require you to remember those values. हाँ, ये देख लो. Note everything down. Temperature has no role in latent heat. No. Temperature stays fixed during a phase change. Okay. Done. The next one we had is latent heat of vaporization of water. Latent heat of vaporization of water. This is for the phase change where water gets converted to steam. Okay? So latent heat of vaporization of water. Again, just for your information, I'm writing both values. L. So L is 2260 kilojoules. You can also call this latent heat of condensation. Yes. Whatever you call that phase change, whichever path, left to right, right to left, water to steam, steam to water, जो भी नाम दे सकते हो, उस नाम से you can name this latent heat. Vaporization, condensation, सब चलेगा. So it's 2260 kilojoules per kilogram or 2260 joules per gram. So this is quite a lot, steam ka. And it is, वैसे इसको convert करोगे तो 538 आता है calories में, but वो 538 को तुम approximately 540 ले लो. As it is, you are given a question with options in front of you and the options will be far apart, and typically जब value देंगे भी ना सवाल में, the question will tell you the value as well. So they'll typically tell you to take these approximate values so that calculations are easier. जैसा G को 10 लेते हैं वैसे ही. So this can approximately safely be taken as 540 kilocalories per kg. And I would suggest for our calculations, you remember that. Kilocalories is the same as calories. Kilocalories per kg is the same as calories per gram. Okay? तो यही स्टेज पे देखो क्या क्या याद हो गया अब तक. स्टीम का 540 कैलोरीज पर ग्राम, वेपराइजेशन का 540 कैलोरीज पर ग्राम, मेल्टिंग का 80 कैलोरीज पर ग्राम, है ना। फिर स्टीम का 0.48 कैलोरीज पर ग्राम केल्विन, 0.48, 0.5 से थोड़ा कम स्टीम का। आइस का परफेक्ट 0.5 कैलोरीज पर ग्राम पर केल्विन, पानी का परफेक्ट 1 कैलोरीज पर ग्राम पर केल्विन। ठीक है, हो जाएगा याद थोड़ा मेहनत करके। At least the values that are boxed. So 540 over here, then you have 80 over here. Remember this 0.48, सब कुछ कैलोरीज में याद कर रहे हैं तो इसको भी कैलोरीज में ही याद कर लो। 0.48 for steam, ये स्पेसिफिक हीट है, और यहाँ पे बॉक्स कर ही लिया है 0.5 and 1 for ice and water respectively। ठीक है, yes यश, yes। Okay, now mind you, now this is a very important term। ठीक है, this is water equivalent of a substance। ठीक है, maybe I'll just type it out। So water equivalent of a substance, those who don't bother to learn what this means always, yes Harsh, those who don't bother to learn what this term means always get scared of it when there's really nothing scary in this। इसका definition अच्छे से समझो। ठीक है, तो it is the mass of water that would have the same heat capacity as the substance। Okay, so water equivalent of a substance is the mass of water that would have the same heat capacity as the substance। All right, so for instance, if they say if water equivalent of an object is x grams, okay, या x kilograms, okay, then its heat capacity is तो what is the definition, what have we understood? ये water equivalent तुम्हें kilograms या mass के units में दे देंगे, and वो water equivalent से you can manage to get the heat capacity of the substance। Now the heat capacity of the substance कहाँ से आएगा? हाँ, so what is this saying? Heat capacity of the substance is going to be the same as the heat capacity of a certain mass of water। Okay, कितना mass of water? जितना इसका water equivalent है। मतलब ये ऐसा समझो, water equivalent of this substance अगर बता दिया x किलोग्राम, इसका मतलब क्या हो रहा है? x किलोग्राम of water अगर तुम लोगे, x kg of water अगर लोगे, तो x kg of water, remember S dash was what we are using for heat capacity, so heat capacity of this object is going to be the same as the heat capacity of x kilograms of water। That is what this statement is trying to say। ठीक है, so water equivalent जब दे देंगे तुम्हें कि इस ऑब्जेक्ट का वाटर इक्विवेलेंट x किलोग्राम्स है, दैट्स देयर वे ऑफ टेलिंग यू कि इस ऑब्जेक्ट का हीट कैपेसिटी उतना है जितना x kg ऑफ पानी का होगा। ठीक है, x kg ऑफ पानी का कितना हीट कैपेसिटी होगा? रिमेंबर, हीट कैपेसिटी इज मास टाइम्स स्पेसिफिक हीट। तो हीट कैपेसिटी कितना हो जाएगा फिर? x into s of water. In other words, this is going to be x times 4.2 joules, x kg times 4.2 kilojoules per kilogram per Kelvin. Right? Or if you want to work with calories, you can work with calories as well. So if you're working with calories, you can say it is x kilogram into 1 kilocalorie per kilogram degrees Celsius. ठीक? Got it? मतलब समझ में आया? एग्जाम्पल ऑफ कोर्स दूंगा. एग्जाम्पल कुछ नहीं, मतलब इफ आई से कि केजी केजी, यस केजी केजी बिल्कुल कट जाएगा, केजी केजी कट जाएगा, केजी केजी कट जाएगा. सो इफ आई से कि हीट कैपेसिटी, इफ आई से वाटर इक्विवेलेंट इज एक्स, अगर वाटर इक्विवेलेंट इज एक्स, देन वी विल से कि द फाइनल आंसर, द specific or the heat capacity of the object is x kilocalories per degree Celsius. x kilocalories per degree Celsius. अगर water equivalent x kg दिया, you get x kilocalories per degree Celsius. Got it? Okay, so in simple words, if water equivalent, हाँ ये भी याद करो, मैं डेलिबरेटली तुम्हें बीच बीच में सेल्सियस की जगह केल्विन डाल रहा हूँ. क्यों डाल रहा हूँ ऐसा सेल्सियस की जगह केल्विन? बिकॉज डिग्री सेल्सियस एंड केल्विन का चेंज इज एग्जैक्टली द सेम. प्लीज रिमेंबर द डेफिनेशन ऑफ स्पेसिफिक हीट कैपेसिटी was Q by M delta T. तो delta T change in temperature, whether you measure it in Celsius or whether you measure it in Kelvin, they are exactly the same. Okay, so that's why specific heat capacity के units में Kelvin and degree Celsius are interchangeable. ये तो मैं deliberately ऐसा बीच बीच में interchange करूंगा. तो anyways, water equivalent इतना एक अब shortcut finally ये है, अगर water equivalent x ग्राम दिया, अगर water equivalent x ग्राम दिया, तो तुम्हारा heat capacity x calories per degree Celsius होगा. ओके, एंड अगर वाटर इक्विवेलेंट x kg दिया, तो तुम्हारा हीट कैपेसिटी x किलो कैलोरीज पर डिग्री सेल्सियस होगा. स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्ड, because x grams of water will have heat capacity of the order of calories, in the order of calories, and kilograms of water will have heat capacity in the order of kilocalories. ठीक है, तो ग्राम्स में दिया है तो हीट कैपेसिटी इज x कैलोरीज पर डिग्री सेल्सियस, एंड किलोग्राम्स में दिया है तो इट्स x किलो कैलोरीज पर डिग्री सेल्सियस. ठीक है, और ये याद नहीं करना तो सिर्फ डेफिनेशन भी अगर समझ में आया, डेफिनेशन याद करना है, तो दैट्स आल्सो मोर देन इनफ. ठीक है, अरे ये क्या कर, ठीक है, एनी डाउट इन दिस पेज? The number will simply be the same. ठीक है, the number will simply be the same if you are working in calories. क्योंकि इस क्यों, पानी का 1 ग्राम 1 कैलोरी, पानी का 1 ग्राम का हीट कैपेसिटी 1 कैलोरी होता है. So if you're working in calories, water equivalent and heat capacity का number will look exactly the same. And if you're working in joules, फिर 4.2 दिखेगा. फिर of course working in joules, फिर तुम्हें कैलोरी को into 4.2 करके joules के फॉर्म में लिखना पड़ेगा. इसमें स्टीम आता ही नहीं है, ये डेफिनेशन है. जैसे ये पता है कहाँ पे यूज होता है? लेट्स से यू आर हैविंग अ कैलोरी मीटर विच इज मेड अप ऑफ, है ना, जिसका कुछ डिजाइन है, डिजाइन में सेवरल मटेरियल्स आर यूज, अलग अलग पार्ट्स हैं. अब हर पार्ट का इंडिविजुअल, हर एलिमेंट का स्पेसिफिक हीट कैपेसिटी देने की जगह वो क्या बोलेंगे, या तो पूरा कैलोरी मीटर का हीट कैपेसिटी ही दे देंगे, या बोल देंगे ये कैलोरी मीटर इज इक्विवेलेंट टू 3 grams of water. There's always the water equivalent that is given. Why is water equivalent given? Because water's heat capacity is 1 calorie, so it's a convenient unit. So they say this calorie meter is equivalent to 3 grams of water. उससे तुम्हें क्या समझ में आना चाहिए? अच्छा, 3 grams of water के बराबर है, मतलब ये पूरा कैलोरी मीटर का हीट कैपेसिटी 3 calories per degree Celsius है. Got it? So nobody has defined steam equivalent, ice equivalent. ऐसा they have more important things to do. Water से काम हो जाता है, तो nobody has defined other equivalents. Okay, got it? Okay, cool. Now, let's look at the heating curve of water. Okay. Again, one final thing. How does water's temperature vary with the amount of heat you give? Heating curve of water. All right, so let's say I'm drawing a graph of temperature versus heat supplied. Okay? Temperature versus heat supplied to maybe ice. Okay? And let's say this portion is ice. So ice का जैसा तुम हीट देते जाओ, आइस का टेम्परेचर बढ़ते जाएगा. ठीक है, एक पॉइंट ऑफ कोर्स आएगा, जहाँ पे योर ice will start to melt. So once ice melts, how is the graph going to look during that melting phase? Is it going to be, is the slope going to decrease? Is it going to become negative? Will it go upwards? Will it be horizontal? Okay, so yes, it should be a horizontal straight line. It has to be a horizontal straight line. Why? Because during this phase change, we know that temperature does not change. So during this melting of ice, our temperature does not change. So I'm going to draw a horizontal line over there. Yeah, your average kinetic energy stays constant. Temperature is a measure of average kinetic energy. So that stays constant during this phase. Okay, so let's say we now reach point C. अब इसके आगे क्या कैसा ग्राफ दिखेगा? Once all of the ice is converted to water, absolutely BC का जो इंटरवल है, ये हो गया अपना लेटेंट हीट. जितना हीट देना पड़ा B से C जाने के लिए, that's going to be our latent heat, or that's a measure of our latent heat. So that's going to be M times L, no doubt. इसके आगे ग्राफ कैसे दिखेगा? Increasing, so you're going to see a straight line. My question is the slope of that graph, think and answer, is the slope of the next portion of the graph, is it going to be more than AB ka slope, less than AB ka slope, or equal to AB ka slope? In fact, you can even almost tell me exactly kitna slope hoga AB ke comparison mein. Some are saying equal, some are saying more, some are saying less, some are saying 2 times. Come on, guys. In fact, Purna ka sahi aa gaya. I want the exact answer. There's a way to exactly answer kitna slope hoga पानी वाले पार्ट के लिए. you have the values. Yeah, इसमें specific heat plays a role. How does specific heat play a role? So if you remember S का definition, yes, हमें कभी सही हो गया. S का definition was such कि S is M heat supplied upon change in temperature. dq by dt को q and delta t भी लिख सकते हैं. Total heat supplied upon total change in temperature भी लिख सकते हैं because we are saying S and M are constants. But अब ये हो गया S is M dq by dt. तो यहाँ से ये ग्राफ का स्लोप, ये ग्राफ का स्लोप which is actually dt by q, dt by dq है ना. ये ग्राफ का जो स्लोप है dt by dq will come out to be m by s. In other words, ये ग्राफ का स्लोप is inversely proportional to s. तो जितना ज्यादा s उतना कम स्लोप. Now what is the specific heat of water in comparison to the specific heat of ice? We saw that it was double. Ice का half था, water का 1 था, है ना. So because specific heat of water is double that of ice, the slope of this portion of the graph will be half of that of ice. Will be half of that of ice. तो ये पानी वाले पोर्शन का स्लोप आधा होगा. Okay, so not everything is going to be drawn to scale, but at least ये पानी वाले पोर्शन का आधा दिखा रहा हूँ. Okay, maybe I can make this a little longer. अब next portion जो आता है, let me just mention that as well. Slope of CD is half of slope of AB. Okay, cool. Next portion, वापस, once water starts vaporizing, again it's going to be a horizontal line. Is it going to be a longer line, shorter line? ठीक है, it has to be a longer line, almost roughly 7 times as long. क्योंकि यहाँ पे latent heat 80 है, वहाँ पे 540 है. So it's definitely going to be a longer horizontal line. ठीक है, it's going to be a longer horizontal line. And in this graph, this portion over here, okay, this portion over here will again represent the heat exchange during vaporization. So which is going to be m times latent heat for vaporization. Okay, that is m times latent heat for fusion. So sometimes you can add that subscript to your latent heat to distinguish between fusion and vaporization. Okay, anyways, that was D to E, horizontal straight line. Finally, E to F, the last portion of the graph, E to F. Is this going to be the steepest of all or the least steep, or is it going to be between AB and CD? Steepest, least, yeah, between AB and CD. It's actually going to be the most steep. Again, guys, inverse relation. dt by dq is inversely proportional to s. S ice के लिए 0.5 था. इस ग्राफ का steepness पूछ रहा था. Is it going to be steeper than both these graphs, or is it going to be less steep than both those graphs, or is it going to be somewhere in the middle? It's actually going to be the steepest because इसके लिए s is 0.5, इसके लिए s is 1, and इस पोर्शन के लिए s is 0.48. मतलब सबसे कम s लास्ट वाले पोर्शन के लिए है, ऑलमोस्ट क्लोज टू दिस, but इससे भी कम s is for the last portion of the graph. The least s is for steam, is for steam. So therefore steam का जो graph तुम देखोगे, that will be steepest. Steam will be the steepest. Steam will be the steepest. Got it? Make sense? है ना? Because जितना कम specific heat उतना ज़्यादा steepness. तो अब इससे ज़्यादा maybe सिर्फ इस पे theoretical question पूछ सकते हैं. They'll check whether you know कि these things should be half. They'll check कि यहाँ से तुम latent heat निकाल सकते हो क्या, या यहाँ से तुम figure out कर सकते हो क्या कि कितना mass है. They could test stuff like that. Yeah, so maybe I'll just add this point at the bottom. नीचे लिख लेता हूँ. Slope of steam, the slope of EF is greater than that didn't work out as planned. Never mind. Slope of EF is greater than slope of CD, slope of AB, and slope of AB is, you can say, almost exactly twice of slope of DE, CD. And of course, what is the value of temperature at point B? So now the value of temperature at point B, you know this is at 0 degrees Celsius. And वो पता है ना, melting point and boiling point, 0 degrees Celsius, 100 degrees Celsius. ठीक है? So how do I add that in? Let's say if this is G and that's H, and G is the melting point, H is the boiling point. Cool. BC पे fusion, DE पे vaporization. I think all that is quite clear. This is water. Sorry, that's ice, water, steam. So the value of Q for, what are you asking? You're asking the value of Q for different, for what? For the AB portion, CD portion, EF portion. Is that what you're asking? No, so that actually, that depends on, मतलब ये किस टेम्परेचर तक लेके जा रहा है और ये कितने टेम्परेचर से आ रहा है, इसका तो बता सकता है, बिकॉज इसका टेम्परेचर डिफरेंस 100 होगा. ठीक है, बट either way, that's something we'll not clutter into this graph. We'll in fact do a question. ठीक है, we'll try out a sample question where we'll try to understand कि I'm going to start with ice at some temperature, and just before we solve the question calorimetry, I'm going to ask you कि कितना हीट चाहिए होगा आइस को B तक लेने के लिए, C तक लेने के लिए, D तक लेने के लिए, and so on. ठीक है, we'll do that question quickly. Done with this page, guys? One minute, ले लो 1 minute. Okay, let's just give these people a minute. Latent heat of fusion is between B and C. Yes. So यहाँ पे ice is melting to water. Ice to water, and then D and E के बीच में water is getting converted to steam. Done? Starting with 1 gram ice at minus 10 degrees Celsius. How much heat is needed? This is a question. Okay. How much heat is needed to, so the first part is take it to 0. Okay. Next is to take it to get water at 0. All questions are starting from this point. Huh? Second, we get water at 0 मतलब यहाँ से स्टार्ट करके 0 डिग्री सेल्सियस पानी बनाने के लिए कितना, फिर वही से स्टार्ट करके water at 100 degrees Celsius starting from ice at minus 10 to get water at 100 degrees Celsius, how much heat would be needed? The next one is to get water, get steam at 100 degrees Celsius. Last would be to get steam at 110 degrees Celsius. Just to get an idea of how, just to memorize the values, get an idea of how heat is exchanged depending on your specific heats and your latent heats. Yes, Kedar, सही है. Yes, Sanika. Keep guys. Keep the answer in calories. ठीक है? Calories. Give me the answer in calories. Let's all answer in calories. Again, calorie का value अच्छा है. Let's all be on the same page. Sorry, Ayush, first one. Check कर ले वापस. Ice का. What's written after starting with? Starting with 1 gram. Starting with 1 gram ice at -10. Yes, Anika. Yes, Sarthak. Yes, Ayush. Yes, Sarthak. Yes. Yes, Ayush. Just cross check. I mean, based on whatever you have answered till 5 and 85, ये आंसर आ रहा है पहले दो का. And we're working in calories. ठीक है. नहीं, so keep adding on top of that. Keep adding on top of that. केदार, एक मिनट. आई थिंक फोर्थ सही है. फिफ्थ वाला, जरा चेक कर ले. Okay, I'll show the first one. Okay, I'll just show the first one since some are not getting. तो पहला वाला एक बार देख लो. And guys, keep all your answers in calories. Okay, let's be on the same page. Okay, so for the first one, okay, if you didn't get, क्या करना है तुम्हें? ice को, you have to take ice at -10 to ठीक है. Let's show this. Now, first one is ice at -10 all the way till ice at 0 degrees Celsius. So there is no phase change. Because there is no phase change, use the formula Q is ms delta T. And this bar S किसके लिए होगा? The S of ice, specific heat of ice. So you have 1 gram. तो 1 gram ice है, तो use specific heat in the form of calories per gram. And then you put in your temperature. Temperature change कितना है? -10 से 0 जाओगे तो 10 डिग्री सेल्सियस का टेम्परेचर चेंज है. ये मैंने गलत लिखा. आइस का 0.5 है. सॉरी, माय बैड. आइस का 0.5 है. पानी का 1 होता है. ठीक है, आइस का 0.5 है. तो वहां से आ जाएगा कि 10 into 0.5 is 5. Got it? Yes, Sanika, very nice. तो ऐसा बाकी भी ट्राई करो. Just writing the answers for those who have already solved ahead. सेकंड वाला हो रहा है. स्नेहिल थोड़ा चेक कर लो. It's not 25. It's 25% ice. Just think again. 25% ice. Yes, Sanika, सही है. Yes, पूर्णा सही है. So the working, yeah. So guys, if you're not getting it, no, please tell me. Okay? So the objective of this first question is to learn. इसके आगे एक्चुअल सॉल्विंग हो रही है. फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन से सीख रहे. तो अब आई सेट -10 से आई सेट 0 के लिए 5 कैलोरी लग गया. अब आई सेट 0 से वाटर एट 0 तक अगर तुम्हें जाना है तो नाउ दिस इज अ फेज चेंज. ओके, दिस फेज चेंज 6 का आंसर 65 कैलोरीज गाइस. 65 कैलोरीज. ठीक है, तो ये फेज चेंज विल रिक्वायर योर लेटेंट हीट वाला फॉर्मूला है ना. सो फॉर दिस प्रोसेस Q is going to be m times latent heat of fusion. So mass of ice is 1 gram and latent heat भी ग्राम के टर्म्स में लिखोगे और कैलोरीज यूज करोगे तो आ जाएगा 80 कैलोरीज पर ग्राम. बस, नो टेम्परेचर चेंज टेक्स प्लेस. सिंपल m into L. तो यहीं पे आ गया कि दिस इज गोइंग टू बी 80 कैलोरीज. यस दिशा, वेरी नाइस. Yes, so what I was and why are we getting 85? Because the question is ice को -10 से लेकर यहाँ तक लाने के लिए 85 चाहिए होगा. So total will be 5 plus 80. What if there will never be a temperature change during phase transformation? Period. There will never be a temperature change during phase transformation. There's the first and the second. बाकी देख लो, come on quickly. Water at 100, steam at 100, steam at 110, ice water mixture 25. How many of you have got the sixth one? Have reached and finished the sixth one? Okay, take your time. Okay, so it's 1636. Very nice, Nihil. 1636 hai. By the time it becomes 1638, okay, I'll write all the solutions. See, we're going to go slow with this first question because now ये समझ में आया तो फिर you in general understand how heat is going to get exchanged. Yeah, that's the definition of S, Baba. S is defined as कहा गया वो definition हो गया S का. So molar heat capacity is defined as Q by N delta T. And what we're dealing in this chapter is specific heat capacity that is defined as यहाँ पे देखो Q is ms delta T, S is Q by m delta T. So those are your underlying equations. Q is ms delta T, Q is ml. Q is ml for a phase. हाँ नहीं, this is it's observed कि Q varies proportional to change in temperature. And that proportionality depends on mass and something specific to that material. And that constant specific to the material is defined as S. So it's observed कि Q varies proportional to temperature. A constant है, एक fact है for a substance. Okay. Let's see the results. ठीक है. So those who didn't get it, देखो अभी आगे कैसे करना है. We 14. We want to go from water at 10 degrees at 0 degrees Celsius to water at 100 degrees Celsius. Okay. So water at 0 से लेकर water at 100. So whenever temperature is changing, phase is constant, phase will be constant while temperature is changing. You will use ms delta T. अब S किसके लिए? S of water. ठीक है, S of water. तो mass is 1 gram. Specific heat of water is 1 calorie per gram per Kelvin. ठीक है, and delta T is 100 Kelvin. Please bear in mind these are changes in temperature. 100 degrees Celsius change is a 100 Kelvin temperature change. ठीक है, तो इसका आंसर आ गया 100. ग्राम्स कट गया, केल्विन कट गया, 100 कैलोरीज. तो इसलिए अब तक टोटल हो जाएगा. प्रीवियस पॉइंट तक 85 था, है ना, तो यहाँ तक टोटल हो जाएगा 80. मतलब आइस से स्टार्ट करके अगर इतना वाटर एट 100 चाहिए, वाटर को बॉइलिंग वाटर तक लाना है, तो यू विल हैव टू सप्लाई 185 कैलोरीज ऑफ हीट फॉर दैट 1 ग्राम ऑफ आइस. Got it? अगला क्या है? स्टीम एट 100 phase transformation, simple stuff. So now to go from water at 100 to steam at 100, you just need to change the phase. Quite straightforward. Could I show, what do I have to show again? Question. Could I show it again means what is it over there in your sentence? Question वापस दिखा सकता हूँ. Water at 100 say steam at 100 will require latent heat for vaporization, and the latent heat for vaporization is approximately 540. Okay, the options will be far apart and the question will also tell you which value to use. All right, so यहाँ तक क्या हो जाएगा? पहले steam at 100 तक लेके आते, पहले phase transformation कर लो. ठीक है, पहले phase transformation कर लो, फिर steam को 100 से 110 तक ले लो. तो पहले तो फेज ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन के लिए मास इनटू लेटेंट हीट ऑफ वेपराइजेशन, मास इनटू लेटेंट हीट ऑफ वेपराइजेशन, एंड ये कितना हो जाएगा, ये हो जाएगा 1 ग्राम इनटू 540 कैलोरीज per gram. 1 gram into 540 calories per gram. So therefore this becomes 540, and therefore a total till this stage, पहले तो 100 डिग्री सेल्सियस पानी तक लाने के लिए 185, और फिर उसके ऊपर उसको स्टीम तक कन्वर्ट करने के लिए an additional 540. So this becomes 725 calories. Okay, so where did I get 540? 540 is the specific, sorry, 540 is the latent heat of vaporization when written in calories. Okay, that's a constant, and that is the value you're going to try and remember, because ये थोड़ा convenient है. 538 है, उसको approximately 540 लेके ये याद कर लो. ठीक है, alright. Last वाला अभी छोटा नंबर आएगा. This is steam at 100 से लेकर steam at 110. Now one of you is asking me, can I go direct ice से लेकर steam at 110? Direct just means कि can you directly write all the terms without too many steps? That can of course be done. You can do some calculation in your head and you can write all the terms directly, which is how I wrote those answers in yellow also earlier. But you have to understand that it's made up of these smaller baby steps. There's no direct formula to reach steam at 110. You'll have to calculate and add all of this. वो calculation of course तुम काफी जल्दी कर सकते हो, है ना, once you're clear what is to be done, but it involves these steps. Shortcut नहीं है, shortcut नहीं. 1 gram into steam का 0.48 था calories per gram degree Celsius, and temperature change, again mood आया तो I'm going back to degree Celsius. Get the message कि Kelvin का change and Celsius का change are one and the same. So this is going to be 4.8 calories, which is why अब तक ये जो total आया 725 plus 4.8 729.8 हो गया. इसको 730 भी लिख सकते हैं. Your options will always be far apart, and exactly कौन सा value लेना है वो भी वो लोग दे देंगे. ना कई बार ये लोग steam का value 0.48 की जगह 0.5 ही दे देते हैं. 729.8 calories. The sixth question was a little different. No doubt till here. 1 to 5 all clear. Sixth देखे. Okay. So the sixth question was, I want to reach a water ice mixture where there is 25% ice left. Okay. So first and foremost, to go from ice at -10 I'll start from ice at -10 and go till ice at 0. And we know that this takes 5 calories. And then this is, of course, this takes 5 calories. And uske baad, we'll start from ice at 0. And then we have a water ice mixture where ice is only 25% by mass. These always mean by mass, not by volume. This is 25% and water is 75%. In other words, how much amount of water has melted? 100% ice पहले था, 100% ice का अब 25% हो गया, मतलब 75% of ice has melted, है ना. तो 75% of 1 gram ice has melted. Got it? So the amount melted is 0.75 grams. तो इसके करस्पॉन्डिंग 75% ऑफ आइस मेल्ट करने के लिए कितना, क्या बोलते, कितना हीट लगेगा? तो कितना लगेगा? फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल 75% ही मेल्ट हो रहा है, तो 1 ग्राम के जगह 0.75 grams is the mass that is actually melting. So 0.75 times the latent heat of fusion. So 0.75 times 80. 0.75 into 80, 80 ka 3/4 is 60. So 60 calories is required to melt 3/4 of ice and leave 1/4 behind. Got it? So therefore total is 60 plus 65. 5 तो goes in bringing ice to that 0 degree Celsius, and फिर उसका 3/4 melt करने के लिए 60 calories is required. 65 calories of heat will be required for question 6. Got it? Any doubt? अभी क्वेश्चन ट्राई करें प्रॉपर, ठीक है? ये थोड़ा एक फील दिलाने के लिए था कि कैसा हीट एक्सचेंज होता है, एंड प्लीज अंडरस्टैंड, है ना, टू गो फ्रॉम आइस टू as one of you asked, is there a direct way to go from ice at -10 to steam at 110? There's no direct way. It involves all these baby steps, but with all those steps, aisa nahi hai ki it will take time. You can do them quite quickly. You can do them orally as well. At 0 degrees Celsius, the ice does melt. Who says ice melts completely? No, this is a wrong notion. ये गलत, बहुत ही गलत नोशन है कि 0 डिग्री सेल्सियस पे आइस मेल्ट होगा. आइस तभी ही मेल्ट होगा अगर उसको हीट मिलेगा. तुमने बस 5 कैलोरीज दिया. एक चीज एक बार समझो. हाँ, ये देख लो. You have given 5 calories of heat to take ice from -10 to 0 degree Celsius. इसके बाद it does not automatically convert to water. It needs heat to convert to water. Just because you see ice melt when ice is out, don't ignore the fact that when you put ice out of the fridge, it's getting heat from the surroundings, and that's why it's melting. Automatically does not melt. It in fact needs a lot of heat to melt. 80 calories to melt. It needs a lot of heat to melt. Correct? तुम 80 का कितना दोगे? पूरा 80 दोगे तो पूरा मेल्ट होके पानी मिलेगा. 3/4 of 80, 60 दोगे तो 3/4 ही मेल्ट होगा. That's the point. Alright? So now we just start doing a bunch of examples on calorimetry. So calorimetry in general, it would involve heat exchange. So let's say ki the question is this: if 10 grams of water at 10 degrees Celsius and 30 grams of water at 50 degrees Celsius, are mixed in a calorimeter. Calorimeter is just a device where all this mixing and all takes place. Yeah, are mixed in a calorimeter of water equivalent I'll keep the first one simple, 0 grams. In other words, पहले part में it's not going to play any role, but for the second part, let's say its water equivalent is 5 grams. A mix in a calorimeter of water equivalent 0 grams of 5 grams at calorimeter का temperature 40 degree Celsius. ये question है. Find the final temperature in both cases. ठीक है, तो जो लोग 0 देख के डर गए, 0 grams water equivalent means of course of the system. Final temperature system का एक ही होगा. You allow heat exchange to take place. Ultimately system का temperature एक ही चीज होगा. 0 grams water equivalent मतलब calorimeter कुछ हीट ले ही नहीं रहा है, उसका इंस्टेंटेनियसली टेम्परेचर चेंज हो रहा है, उसका नेग्लिजिबल हीट कैपेसिटी है. तो 0 ग्राम्स वाले केस में कैलोरी मीटर को इग्नोर कर लो, बस वो पानी और ये दो, इन दोनों को मिक्स कर लो. I'll just give you one hint over here. Heat gained can always be written as MS T final minus T initial. मतलब of course जब phase change नहीं हो रहा है, heat gained can always be written as final minus initial. अब final सच में positive है, बड़ा है, तो सच में ये पूरा term positive हो रहा है, and in that case heat is indeed gained. But अगर final temperature कम है, तो heat gained अपने आप negative होता है, and that also makes sense. अगर heat gained negative हो रहा है, मतलब heat is being lost. Yeah, so heat gained can always be written as MS final temperature minus initial. And इसी का vice versa, heat lost will always be written as MS उल्टा T initial minus T final. अगर initial temperature सच में ज्यादा है, this term will come out to be positive, implying heat is indeed lost. Initial temperature ज्यादा नहीं है, तो ये पूरा negative होगा, implying heat is not lost but heat is gained. Okay? So that's a hint for you guys. You can use this in your working. पहला वाला आंसर क्या आ रहा है? एक मिनट. Yeah, 40 seems correct for the first one. Forty seems correct, yes. Actually, I hope there's no one who started the second one. किसी ने start किया क्या second one? Can I slightly change the value because I think पहला का ही 40 आ रहा है और पहले का 40 आ रहा है, मतलब वो कैलोरी मीटर का कुछ फर्क पड़ेगा नहीं. I'll just make this 80. Yes, you're right. If you solve the second one, then उसका भी 40 आता था because पहले में ही 40 आ रहा है, तो वो पानी मिक्स होके ही 40 पे आ रहा है, तो कितना भी कैलोरी मीटर का वाटर इक्विवेलेंट होने दो, कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ता था. Let's keep the calorie meter at 80 for the second question. It does not change your first question, by the way. It will only affect your second question. Okay, is someone still struggling with the first one? Should I show? ठीक है? Okay. तो एक दिखा देता हूँ. So meanwhile, people are answering for the second. इसका second का answer एक बार बता देता हूँ. 40 grams. Five. अच्छा. 8. नहीं, it's not. Sorry, it's not 60. It's not 60. नहीं, एक बार पहला वाला देख लो जिनका नहीं आया. पूना, you're right. Second का ये आंसर आएगा. Okay, so I'll just keep that there. You try it out. In the meanwhile, I'll explain the solution to the first. The first part solution to those who didn't get it. तो पहले तो water equivalent of the calorie meter is 0 gram means calorie meter has negligible heat capacity. So ignore it. Negligible heat capacity in the first part. So you can ignore it. Now, you can say several things. You can say heat lost by 30 degrees Celsius water is heat gained by 10 degrees Celsius water. You can say that. You can say total heat loss is 0. Somebody is losing, somebody is gaining. So एक positive, एक negative, total heat loss is 0. You can use either of the two statements. Yeah, either way, let's say let final temperature be T. I like writing everything on the same side. So I'm going to say ki heat lost, total heat lost is 0. Total heat lost या total heat gained भी बोल सकते हो is 0. अब heat gained कैसे लिखना है? Heat gained कैसे लिखना है? Heat gained is ms delta T. So total heat gain मतलब summation of ms T final minus T initial. सबके लिए अगर तुम लिखोगे this will be 0. Okay, so let's start with the first, the 10 gram water. The 10 gram water goes from 10 degrees Celsius to our final temperature. तो 10 ग्राम वाटर कितना हीट गेन करेगा? मास है 10, S is 1 calorie per gram Kelvin, okay? And temperature change is, okay, temperature change is T final क्या है? T initial क्या है? 10. So T minus 10 degrees Celsius. This is heat gained by 10 gram water. Now I'm going to add this to heat gained by the 30 gram water. And you may be saying, अरे अगर 10 ग्राम हीट गेन कर रहा है तो 30 ग्राम वाला हीट गेन नहीं कर रहा होगा, लूज कर रहा होगा. बात सही है, वो लूज कर रहा होगा और ये टर्म अकॉर्डिंगली अपने आप नेगेटिव भी आएगा, है ना. ये बोलना तो गलत नहीं है ना कि टोटल जीरो है, ये बोलना गलत नहीं है कि टोटल जीरो है. 30 ग्राम्स इज उसका हीट कैपेसिटी द सेम 1. Now, of course, you don't always have to write the units as long as you are fully aware कि you are using the right ones. T minus 50 degrees Celsius. Since T is going to be somewhere between 10 and 50, automatically ये term negative होगा. And total addition 0 हो जाएगा. ठीक है? Total addition 0 हो जाएगा. अब यहाँ से क्या आता है? यहाँ से 10T plus 30T, my calculation becomes quite easy. 10T plus 30T, in other words 40T minus कितना हो रहा है? Minus 10 into 10 100 and minus 1500 is equal to 0. So I get 40T is equal to 1600. Of course, you can skip a few steps. यहाँ से you'll get T is 40 degrees Celsius. ठीक है? तुम ऐसा भी लिख सकते थे कि हीट लॉस्ट बाय द 30 ग्राम ऑब्जेक्ट इज हीट गेन्ड बाय द 10 ग्राम ऑब्जेक्ट, वो भी कर सकते थे. बट राइटिंग थिंग्स दिस वे इज गोना बी वेरी बेनिफिशियल, स्पेशली इन पार्ट बी. तो जल्दी से पार्ट बी का एक बार सोल्यूशन बता देता हूँ. पार्ट बी में जैसे 3 चीज है, एक कैलोरीमीटर है, पानी है 10 ग्राम वाला, और फिर पानी है 30 ग्राम वाला. ठीक है, आई एम जस्ट गोना अज्यूम कि we didn't solve part A. I'm going to assume कि we don't know कि ये दो को मिला के 40 डिग्री सेल्सियस का 40 ग्राम पानी मिलता है. I'm just going to assume we don't know that. Imagine if we were solving part B from scratch. तो part B from scratch में you have 10 grams water, at 10 degrees Celsius. You have 30 grams water at 50 degrees Celsius, and you have a calorimeter which is equivalent to, now you can forget about this guy, you can replace this guy with 5 grams water at 80 degrees Celsius. That is the meaning of water equivalent. That calorimeter is as good as 5 grams of water at 80 degrees Celsius. Now, let the final temperature be T. Let the final temperature be T. So the method I said ki total heat loss is 0, that will be of your total heat gained is 0. That will be of great use over here. Why? Because क्या है इसमें, वैसे भी सॉल्व हो जाएगा, बट इसमें राइट नाउ आई डोंट नो वेदर माय फाइनल टेम्परेचर इज बिटवीन 50 एंड 80 और बिटवीन 50 एंड 10. तो आई डोंट नो कि कैलोरीमीटर हीट लूज करके ये दो गेन कर रहे हैं या, है ना, ये दो हीट लूज करके वो गेन कर रहा है. आई डोंट नो, आई डोंट नीड टू नो, डजंट मेक अ डिफरेंस एक्चुअली. whichever way I look at it, all ways are right. But I just find कि when I write this equation, total heat gain is 0, ज्यादा सोचना नहीं पड़ता है. Directly I can start writing. This time I'm going to write without the units. Directly I can write 10 into, we all know specific heat capacity is 1, into, अब directly क्या लिखूंगा, T minus 10. तो सबका लिखने का पैटर्न वही हो जाता है. Heat gained by 10 gram is 10 into 1 into T minus 10 because its starting temperature was 10. Plus heat gained by the 30 gram thing is 30 into 1 into T minus, what was its temperature? 50. ठीक है, plus heat gained by the calorimeter is 5 into 1 into T minus उसका temperature 80. All right, so I have everything on one side, so keep T on one side. ये कितना आ रहा है actually? 10 plus 30 plus 5, I'm getting 45 T over here. Keep T on the left hand side. Now solving things happen. You can solve a lot quicker by this method. You can even solve orally sometimes by this method. If you write कि heat loss by this guy, heat gain by that guy, क्या हो जाएगा? कुछ जगह पे right hand side पे भी T रहेगा, left hand side पे भी T रहेगा. Multiply करोगे, एक तरफ T लाओगे, दूसरी तरफ constants लोगे. यहाँ पे already T is on one side. You can already and you can directly even throw the constants on the other side. तो constants कितना हो रहा है? 10 into 10 100, 30 into 50 1500, 80 into 5 400. फेंक दो उधर. 100, 1500, 400. कितना आ गया? 2000. T is 2000 by 45. In other words, T is, I hope I didn't mess that up, 400 by 9. 400 by 9, 1 upon 9 is 0.111 है ना, तो ये हो जाएगा 44.444. Right? Okay. Cool. So we'll stop at this. We'll do a few more questions in the next class, and then I'll give you homework on calorimetry. थोड़ा और phase change के साथ related questions देखेंगे, and then I'll give you. Tomorrow we solve your thermometry doubts and your paper doubts. Bye. Welcome. Bye.